A monster in medieval Scotland, a knight who kills it, and a dynasty born from the deed. This is the story of the Linton Worm. I'm James, this is Mythic Tides. In the quiet parish of Linton, where the fields taper down towards the Cheviots, and the wind carries old whispers of red caps and ruined towers, and dunters pounding in forgotten keeps, there stands a small kirk built of worn grey stone. Beside it lies an odd rounded mound. The old folk call it the Worm's Den. From that hollow, they say, a great serpent would come forth at dusk, coiled like a storm, vast as a fallen tree, with a maw wide enough to take sheep, cattle, and perhaps a man. No spear could pierce its hide. No knight dared face it, and farm after farm fell silent beneath its shadow. This was no fable from distant lands. This was the Border's very own dragon. Into this fear stepped Sir William de Somerville, Bold William he was called, a Border laird from Larston, stern-faced and steady-handed, with a spirit no more inclined to retreat than a rising fire. Where others saw a monster beyond reckoning, he saw a problem, and perhaps a chance for glory. He did not rush towards the worm with prayers or bravado. Instead, he asked questions, listened to shepherds, walked the fields at dawn and dusk, and when he finally ordered his blacksmiths to the forge, it was not armour he demanded, but a spear like none the Borders had ever seen, longer than a man's height, wrapped carefully in ropes of pitch and tar, and bound with peat that smouldered like embers. The weapon not merely to pierce, but to burn. They say the morning of the deed was strangely still, mist lay thick on the grass, and the kirk bell hung motionless. Sir William mounted his horse, the burning spear held upright like a brand of judgment. He rode to the Worm's Den. At first nothing moved, then the earth itself seemed to breathe, and the creature slid forth, vast and terrible, its eyes pools of hunger. It lunged, jaws wide enough to swallow horse and rider in a single gulp, but Sir William did not flee. At the instant the worm struck, he leaned forward in the saddle and drove the flaming spear straight into its throat. The beast recoiled, screaming, its coils thrashing against the earth. Flames leapt down its gullet, burning from within. The ground trembled as its death throes shook the hill. Then, with a final convulsion, the worm collapsed beside its den and lay still. The fields were silent once more. The people of Linton returned to their farms. The kirk stones knew peace again, and Sir William rode home, his name carried ahead of him like a banner in the wind. In the years later, the Somerville crest bore the figure of a dragon, a quiet reminder of the deed that lifted a terror from the borderlands. And as for the Worm's Den, it remains, a rounded mound beside the kirk, grass-grown and unremarkable to the passer-by, yet carrying the memory of something older, stranger, and far larger than any tale can quite hold. For once, the people swear, a dragon slept there, and one man dared wake it. Stories of giant worms or serpent-dragons stretch across northern Britain, from the Linton Worm of Durham to the Laidley Worm of Northumberland. But Linton's tale is unusual in its grounding. The earliest written version comes from James Somerville, a 17th century laird recording his own family's oral history. As mentioned earlier, the Somerville's coat of arms even bears a dragon, a memory, perhaps, of Sir William's feat. Victorian antiquarians like Robert Chambers and William Henderson later wrote that locals still pointed to the mound by Linton Kirk as the Worm's Den. And today, the mound is still there, quiet, grassy, unassuming, the perfect hiding place for a legend. The Linton Worm may not coil through the fields anymore, but the land remembers. It always does. A strange mound beside a kirk, a dragon on a shield, and a tale carried across centuries by shepherds, travellers, and Borders folk. These are the footprints a legend leaves behind. If you've got something to say about the Linton Worm, please do leave a comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'm James, and this is Mythic Tides. I hope to see you again soon.